Hi, friends. Yesterday, we left the story of Esther with Haman unwittingly helping the king honor Mordecai, whom Haman hated. Remember, Haman had plotted to kill the Jewish people, all because Mordecai would not bow down to him. So after Haman leads the parade that honors Mordecai, he goes home angry and disgraced. He's crying in his tea when the king's officials come to escort him to Esther's banquet, the second one. At the banquet, the king tells Esther to ask for whatever she wants, up to half of the kingdom. And the queen's request is for her life and the life of her people. She explains that she and her people have been targeted for genocide. Horrified, the king asks who would do such a thing, and Esther points to Haman. In a rage, the king leaves the room and goes out into the palace garden. In terror, Haman goes to the couch where Esther is sitting and throws himself before him. The king returns to the scene, which looks like Haman is attacking Esther, and the king commands that Haman be hanged on the gallows that he had prepared for Mordecai. Then the king honored Mordecai and placed him as his highest official in the court in place of Haman. Now things were looking up for Esther and Mordecai, but the edict commanding the destruction of the Jewish people had already been sent across the kingdom. Since a king's edict could not be rescinded, the king told Mordecai to send another edict, which allowed the Jews who were in every city to assemble and defend their lives, to destroy, to kill, and to annihilate any armed force of any people or province that might attack them. That's exactly what happened. On the day that Haman had determined from the lot, the pure, the Jews defeated their enemies. Now, when you read the account, there is a huge number of people who were killed by the Jews. And those numbers are not to be taken literally, but they're a literary device to convey the point that the Jews' fate had been completely reversed, from victim to victor, from fear to confidence, from marginalized to mainstream. Mordecai then declared across the kingdom that these days were to forever be celebrated as the days on which the Jews gained relief from their enemies, and as the month that had been turned for them from sorrow into gladness, and from mourning into holiday. That they should make them days of feasting and gladness, days for sending gifts of food to one another and presents to the poor. So the Jews adopted as a custom what they had begun to do, as Mordecai had written to them. Because Haman had chosen these days by casting the lot, or the pur, the festival was called Purim, the plural of the word. Jewish people still celebrate Purim today. It usually falls in late February or early March, and this year it's March 16 and 17. Traditional Jews observe a day of fasting, the fast of Esther, before Purim, recalling the fasting of the Jews before Esther's appearance before the king. On the festival day, the scroll of Esther is read, often accompanied by sound effects, like shouting and making lots of noise to drown out Haman's name every time it's mentioned. Children often dress up as Mordecai or Esther or Ahasuerus or Vashti. There's feasting at home, there's sending food and gifts to others, and giving to the poor. Tomorrow, we will conclude our little mini-series on Esther by thinking about what this book says about God's faithfulness to us and our response in faith to God. Thanks for listening. I'll see you again tomorrow.